So, Harvard Business Review shows that 64% of consumers choose brands based on shared values, right? And Accenture studies show that 71% of consumers prefer buying from brands that align with their personal philosophy, right? If you think about Ben and Jerry's, they took over the market like really quickly because they used their packaging to promote their values. They promoted LGBT, they promoted environmental issues. They were really clear on what they value, and then they used their product to share their philosophy. And people who had the same philosophy ended up buying those tubs of ice cream, right? It's really that simple. And so, birds of a feather sort of thing, right? We know people are naturally attracted to people like themselves. So shared values are a mental shortcut for the brain because they say this is for me. You got to remember the brain is super lazy. And so we have to make it as simple as possible to create shortcuts. And shared values are a very simple way to cut through the noise and say, we are the same. So this is why you should be telling stories and creating content that shares not only what you do, but why you do it. So Patagonia, they made environmentalism with their whole business model became environmentalism. And you can tell because it started from the very, very beginning. The whole reason Patagonia existed was because the hooks in the rocks that he used for rock climbing were ruining the environment. And he was so dedicated to changing those because he hated the like rock formations and like what was happening to these based on people wanting to rock climb there. And so that's what started. And so that one product turned into a $3 trillion company. And then he sued the US government, or Patagonia did, when they tried to shrink protected land, right? They also put their $3 trillion business into a trust that specifically goes to environmental issues. Everything they did was because of why the business exists. And everything they did, all the behavior, all their actions were through their values and beliefs. That's why they did a campaign, Don't Buy This Jacket, to encourage people to not buy new gear if they don't need, and to recycle and to upcycle. And so they would almost alienate their own business profits to show their values, which ironically sold a lot more of those jackets. But this helps them attract the right customers who also want the best for the environment, right? That's why people are willing to pay more for Patagonia because of their shared value. And because it justifies it costs more because of the recycling program, because of their, commitment to environmentalism in sourcing the ingredients.